How are you? How's everything going today? I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing fine, fantastic. Now this is a weird thought, but for some reason I just thought of this and I kind of wanted to share it. Let's say this is completely like out of nowhere. But have you ever thought, okay, like, you know, there's times where you'll try to stay up as long as possible, right? Like you'll try to stay up to where you just cannot possibly stay up anymore. Like we've all been through that, right? We've all had those times where you stay up for whatever reason it is, to the point where you're just exhausted, right? And you just like drop and you can't stay awake even if you wanted to. But I'm curious, once you sleep, like if you're exhausted and you go to sleep, can you stay asleep? Or let's say, how long are you able to sleep? Because even if you're exhausted, like let's say, okay, for example, how long can you stay up? I think you can stay up a minimum of maybe 12 hours. And even in those 12 hours, a lot of times we get tired and we feel like we want to take a nap, right? But you can often fight through that nap and try your best to refrain from the nap. But you can stay up only so long, right, before you just completely just drop. Usually that's by, like, okay, on average we stay up about 12 hours, give or take, depends. But if you don't take any naps throughout the day and you just stay up throughout the day, on average it's about 12 hours, right? 12 to like 14, maybe 15. And then most of us kind of just, you know, like drop, right? You just throw yourself in the bed and you're out. But like, okay, so that's as far as staying up. But how about sleeping? Like, how much can you sleep before you just can't sleep? Now, I think on average, most of us don't get a full 8 hours of sleep. You get like maybe 6.5, maybe 7. But okay, so what if you slept 8 hours? Would that be enough? Like, would that actually be enough? Or would you be able to sleep past 8 hours? What about 10? If you slept for 10 hours, like, I just kind of wonder, what point does it get to where your body just can't sleep no more? Like, it just can't. Because I think we're kind of used to the fact that you have to wake up, so you're kind of always left in this feeling of, yeah, you know, like, I'm up, but I kind of wish I could have stayed asleep a little longer. I mean, that's kind of like the general feeling, right? Like, there are days where you feel very well rested and you feel good. But on average, most days, you don't exactly feel like you got enough sleep, right? You wake up and you feel like, okay, I'm up because I have to be, but I wish I could stay asleep. But that's what I'm saying. If you stood asleep, how long would you actually be able to stay asleep until you just woke up? Like, you can't stay asleep anymore. I wonder, is that 8 hours? Or is it like 10? Is it possible to stay asleep more than 10 hours? Or okay, no, actually, I'm sure that has been done. What about 12? Would you be able to sleep for 12 hours? Is that like the maximum limit? Is that pushing it? Well, which one's pushing it? 10 hours or 12? Because 8 hours, like, most people don't get 8 hours of sleep. But if you're given the opportunity, that's like no problem, right? If you were given the opportunity to sleep for 8 hours, that's not the problem. But okay, if you were given the opportunity, would you be able to sleep for 10 straight hours? Would you? How about 12? What's the maximum limit? I'm wondering, what are the maximum amount of hours that we can stay asleep before our body just can't sleep no more? Well, anyways, that's just a question that I kind of like thought about and I wanted to share it with you. But yeah, just a random thought question in my head mind. But yeah, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat, and I will see you tomorrow.